So let's just settle into a nice, comfortable posture. So whatever is comfortable for you, and have both feet flat on the floor, about a hip's width apart. The backs of the legs, you feel the backs of your legs on your chair and your sits bones. So I have a little cushion here underneath my coccyx. And then align your shoulders with your hips and your ears with your shoulders. And imagine your spine is a beautiful string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. So just lengthen your spine. And go to the crown of the head and relax your scalp and your forehead and your eyes, your nose, your cheeks, that area around your mouth, back of the tongue, your ears, your inner ears. Relax the back of the head and allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. And just notice the sensation of your breath as you inhale and exhale. And just be aware of any sounds in your environment, just allowing the sounds to be there and trying not to follow with the mind. And there's just check what's going on in your mind this evening and maybe just try and put some space in between your thoughts. Just to allow your thoughts to arise and then abide. And then just try not to kind of get caught up in the story of the thoughts, the future projections. Try not to judge what's in your mind. Just allow it all to be there. And then bring to mind all the people of your life, your loved ones, your strangers, those people you don't like so much. Remembering that these relationships are all interchangeable. And these people, though, they're just the same as you and me. We're all equal in this three ways. We all want to be happy, we don't want to suffer, and we all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So we think we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. And, of course, because I'm leading this trek up to Laudo in just, I think the trek actually starts in about 4 weeks. But there's a lot of damage and upheaval in Nepal right now. So just thinking for all of the people in Nepal. They're moving into one of their busiest seasons of the year. So this is, quite disruptive for their economy. And then also, of course, as I was going through Facebook last night, I also saw there's a lot of floods in Bali, which is where Nim and Afisha are. So hoping that you guys are also safe. And where's Lou? I haven't seen him. Is he okay? Maybe just tired. Okay, all right. So we think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. So we create negativity with our mind. So equally, we can change it by creating positivity instead. And we start with this power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And just think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And so, having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of the future suffering that we will experience. We know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, well, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So then here we come to this power of reliance, and we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, who has these methods that we can use to purify. And so we're not asking Buddha's forgiveness. We're not looking for any kind of higher power or somebody to do it for us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So you imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, and this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So, in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings. So, those beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us by developing compassion for them. So, think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. So then think about people who've harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result in suffering for them sometime in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. And then we come to this power of remedy, and this is the medicine doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body. So imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Jida meboa Situkaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mimpiyatsa Sawakama sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Jida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa, mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, Jida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dinapatita vida me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dinapatita. Jida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sitame. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Jida meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sabasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sitame Sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Juda meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sitame. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum. Hey. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech. And Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking about people behind their backs and getting other people to agree with you, all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra again. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Jida meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sitame Sitam shriyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Jida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sabosidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Rita meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorakta meboa, sabosidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya seta a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dinapatita. Drita meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorakta meboa, sabosidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Seta A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Seta A Hum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. And next is the purification of our mind. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So you imagine as instantaneously as flicking on a switch in a dark room, the light comes. So the light comes, and just as instantaneously, it just kind of dispels the darkness of the negativity of your mind, attachment, anger, bitterness, grudges, jealousy, depression, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra again. Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sabasidi Mimbiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Seta A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me, sitam triyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dinapatita, drita meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sabasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sabasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta me boa sawasiti me biyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe ambajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra hum. Hey. So be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified, and think that there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So imagine nectar flowing down and fills you completely and pushes out all the negativity of the body. Then the nectar flows out, pushing out all the negativity of the speech. And then the light comes and blasts all the delusions. And in this way, this is happening all simultaneously. It all happens all at once and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your consciousness. Vajrasapa samayam manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita jida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorakta meboa sawasidi mebi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata hum pe vajrasapa samayam manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata hum pe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya, vajrasafa dina patita, Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata hum. Hey. So now feel you're completely purified and there's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve. And this is the fourth and final step in the purification process. And it's a really crucial one. And this is this determination to refrain from harming with our body and our speech and our mind. So without making this decision, we're just going to keep doing the same old things over and over again. So this determination, this aspiration to refrain from harming becomes like a beacon. It kind of guides our body and our speech and our mind in new directions. So imagine, you just rejoice, first of all, for your efforts for coming along. And then also, something you'd maybe like to be working on between now and tomorrow. And then be delighted. Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and absorbs into you through the crown, and think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Lama Zopa Rinpoche recommends to meditate on emptiness. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. You can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. You can also think the way things appear to me might not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's just do our chanting the names of Manjushri. Mhm. No chanting the names of Manjushri? Okay. Well, we don't have to have it. We'll just won't have it tonight. Tomorrow we'll do 6. Remind me, okay? Oh, William's found it. Bill found it. Never mind. We could do 6 tomorrow. It's no worries. Oh, the Dharma conch emitting piercing sound, the Dharma gong with lasting resonance, arriving at unbounded liberation, hears the Dharma drum in all directions. Without a form, with handsome forms supreme, replete with forms diverse, comprised of mind, with splendor shining through his every form, with all reflections under his control. Invincible, renowned as Lord Supreme, the Lord Supreme who rules the threefold world, abiding on the noble's lofty path, great source of flourishing, the Dharma's crown. Okay, everybody, let's have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, for a swift return of our precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and then for all of your own individual teachers. And I'm going to let Judith say goodbye to you. I'll take my headphones out first. Hang on.